The mission of New Beginnings is to prepare our students for life both in high school, college, and beyond. And what we really want to make sure is that our students are able to live healthy, supportive lives that contribute to Bridgeport, Connecticut, and the world in general.
Children are the #1 occupants of the building. It's not the teachers, it's not the administrators, it's not the parents, it's the kids.
With the amount of students here, I can honestly say that the principal, even the staff members, know every single child's name, who's coming in, who's going out.
Parts of Bridgeport are difficult for kids to grow up in. So you have violence in some of the neighborhoods. We have instability in some homes. And so some students have to go through that and prepare themselves for their day.
I actually thought this school was going to be better because my old school is too much fights, and then this school, it was peaceful and like we learned more.
What we have here is a very different experience from what's outside.
Something has gone wrong with the American public school system. Those who graduate at roughly 8th grade reading level. So there's something wrong. School is unresponsive. And I think charter schools are an attempt to simply find a better way of educating minority kids. I think everybody in Connecticut or nearby Bridgeport has to be concerned about the kind of education that the children in Bridgeport are getting. If they come out undereducated and unemployable, it's going to have a big social impact throughout the whole state and throughout the whole region of the Northeast.
We're providing choices for parents who typically, so many aren't used to having viable options and choices for their children.
It's not like other schools are bad, but this one's going to teach you more, a lot more.
The families are required to do a set amount of volunteer hours per child.
So many of them, 83% of them, graduate from New Beginnings Family Academy and end up in fabulous high schools. I mean, highly competitive schools, St. Luke's and Greens Farms Academy, Notre Dame, Fairfield Prep, really good schools, Hopkins and New Haven. That makes us proud.
This school has many great teachers here. They're trying to push us harder to learn more and learn different things. Like, I read at a 5th grade level even though I'm in 3rd grade. My teacher calls us her little cubs, her little children, and then she's like, guess how many children I have? 20-something. And she's like, what are you talking about? My class.
Is that right? Yeah. Yes, good job. All right, now we have a car.
I actually think if you a stricter teacher, it's better. Students learn more. I used to live in the projects. I know how it feels to be struggling, so I try to do better for myself so I won't be able to be in that situation, so I can do better for my life. The lowest grade I had was a B-.
Shazayla was one of our originals. She came to the school in 3rd grade, and so she was one of the first class to graduate.
It made me ready for high school. It taught me morals and values and to believe in myself. It was really like a family. They enforced discipline.
Shazayla's doing very well in school. She's at Central Connecticut now. She is making A's and B's mostly. She was not particularly happy with B-, I think she got. And I told her not to be so hard on herself.
I'm taking courses that I like. I'm taking biomolecular science. I have 2 psychology classes. I have a math course, and I have a philosophy course. So I think all is well. Till this day, I still have 5 academic awards on my wall at home. So, I mean, you can't miss it. I never got any behavior awards, but I did get academic awards.
My mom, she didn't really have an education, so she really pushed like having an education on us. Like, she knew that we could get a good education, and she didn't feel like public schools were really doing it for us.
She was a serious student when she was here, took work very, very serious, always was a high achiever.
From 3rd grade, they had already started preparing us for college and asking us, like, what do we want to be? How do we plan on getting there? And we used to go on college trips. So it's like they always prepared us to go to college and always pushed college on us. So we knew like that we could do it and that's the place we should be.
After high school, she got a full ride to Fairfield University. She's studying sociology. She wants to go into the nonprofit world and do great and wonderful things for youth. She thinks her generation is confused and she wants to make a difference.
I kind of want to give back to my community, because I feel like in ways my community gave back to me.
What we are hoping to do next is get our kids younger, start working in the pre-K years so that we can prepare our students to be truly learning ready.
Yep, I'm doing big boys learning.
Like what? What do you know now?
I know we have to be respectful and we have to be quiet when a teacher is reading, and when someone's talking, don't speak over them. I always told my teacher that I want to be a teacher, I want to be a teacher. And sometimes we can remember the things from when we were in school and that we can do the exact same thing but much more.
What we're doing is socially important. It's important to these kids directly, but through these kids we're reaching, their parents and their grandparents. There's probably this community is 400 kids, but through the 400 kids we're reaching over 1,000 people, maybe as many as 2,000 people whose lives we are improving.
Our school is supported through state funding, the funding formula, but that's not enough. Donors are incredibly important because that has truly made the difference for us to be able to give our students the experiences, to be able to provide the family support, to be able to provide an education on par with the most affluent communities in Connecticut. And we need that support to continue to do that.
The biggest challenge, obviously, is raising the money that we need to close the gap in the operating budget. That number ranges from year to year between $400,000 and $600,000. That's a big number for a small school. And the reason why it's that big is because the state of Connecticut underfunds public charter schools. The truth is that we would not be able to keep the doors open without the generous support of donors each and every year. Individual donors who go into their pockets and say, we believe in what you folks do, New Beginnings Family Academy. You're making a huge difference in the lives of inner city children, and we want to help you. If it weren't for those people, New Beginnings would not be the success story that it is today. So we're very thankful to that.
I think they're very generous, because just to not even be in the school and know that they're doing good, that takes a lot of courage and confidence in the school, in the students, in the teachers. I would like to say thank you and keep on, because we'll try to do our best for you to keep coming to the school and visiting and donating.
One they can do to help. One is they can simply write a check for us to help us fund that gap in state funding. And the other is to put pressure on the legislature in Hartford to improve funding for charter schools. The achievement gap in the state of Connecticut, unfortunately and surprisingly, is the largest of any state in the United States.
I think that it should continue. It must continue, because I feel like certain kids don't have the ability to learn in a big environment, that they need more one-on-one, and that's what New Beginning pretty much provides.
I think if everyone were to know about New Beginnings, they would see that it's doing well. Kids are going to college, which is the main goal, to succeed in life. You are my strength, strength like no other, strength like no other reaches to me. You are my strength, strength like no other, strength like no other reaches to me.